Hey guys, it's Heather here with Underwater Panther. Long time no see. I had to take a few weeks off from making these videos because I had some personal things going on in my life. I actually had to write a 70-page book that I really didn't want to, but I did. And anyways, now that that's out of the way, I have been working on another book for the Aquarian or INTJ personality type. I combine psychology with astrology. And I finally finished my Aquarian or INTJ Emotional Mastery Guidebook, which is 256 pages. I am super excited. I have done other video series, and I really wanted to hammer on Aquarian's emotional world and connection and introversion and stuff like that. So I have uploaded this book on my website, and it is available for purchase. So super uber excited. Today is the Black Moon, and I have my skeleton full of water that I'm charging in the new Black Moon. That white one right there, I charged that in a Piscean moon last year, and so I had to use my black skeleton for the Black Moon. So the Black Moon is the third new moon in a season that will have 4 new moons. It is a significant astrological event for fresh starts, clarity, and new intentions in the sign of Virgo. So we are in Virgo season. Happy birthday to all the Virgos. Spiritually, the Black Moon represents a fertile void, or otherwise known as Black Moon Lilith, the dark Lilith energy of the feminine. And it is a fertile void for manifesting dreams, desires, and a cosmic reset for personal growth, and a powerful time for deep introspection and setting bold intentions. So you won't see the moon. It is dark, as it is entirely in the shadow. But the dark sky offers excellent conditions for stargazing. So it is a rare astrological event. And I am super excited, although it is invisible to the naked eye. It is a rare lunar cycle. So I can't exactly remember how long. It's very uncommon, and it happens once every 29 to 33 months. So it is a powerful time for manifestation, embracing fresh starts, and there is a lot of Uranian influence, engaging in deep self-reflection to confront parts of yourself you've been ignoring. So, yay, Uranus energy. Koreans know all about that. So I just wanted to acknowledge the Black Moon, new moon we're having, and it's exciting. So anyways, are you tired of being told to just open up or stop overthinking everything, like you're broken for seeing the world differently? Let's be real. Your mind is different, and that's your secret weapon, Aquarians or INTJs. So I don't know if I even introduced myself. Hi, this is Heather from Underwater Panther, and I created something I wish I had years ago, the Aquarian or INTJ Emotional Mastery Guidebook. It's not just another self-help ebook or video series. This is the first roadmap designed for outlier minds, people who crave depth, patterns, and real practical self-understanding. If you've ever felt flat, disconnected, misunderstood, or like your emotional settings got programmed on hard mode, you are not alone. Aquarian or INTJs get labeled as cold or complicated, but honestly, you're just built for a different kind of emotional genius. The problem is nobody ever gave us the manual until now. So in this series, I'm breaking down everything your therapist, horoscope, and self-help books missed. You'll get real tools for decoding your moods, mastering emotional spirals, building relationships that don't drain you, and even turn your wiring into wealth and impact. The ebook is packed with clear frameworks, cosmic insights, fill in the blank exercises, and cheat sheets. No woo woo fluff. No just think positive. Just strategies that work for outlier minds. So, yeah, when I first got into psychology, I was in the world of bodybuilding and, fitness and the aesthetics. I was really deep into obviously the aesthetics of bodybuilding, trying to push my body as hard as I could and seeing how strong I could get. I was extremely disciplined with my diet. I weighed and calculated my food for years and years. And I got to a point where I was like, okay, but like, how do I tap into the mind and emotional world? Like, where am I going with this? Like, your skin and body is only so deep. And so I started meditating. I got into yoga. I did yoga for years and meditation. I did guided meditation. I did many various forms of meditation. And that just wasn't really enough. And, the affirmations, just think positive. I listened to tons and tons of motivational videos on YouTube. I was very diligent about who I let into my network online. And so every time I got online, I wanted positivity, I wanted intellectualism, I wanted people that were striving for difficult goals, whether that be fitness, nutrition, building a business, whatever the case may be. So I studied people a lot online and I really filtered what I took in. I have still to this day not listened to ads. I don't like subliminal messaging from ads. I pay so that I do not hear ads. I went on Amazon Audible and I listened to hundreds and hundreds of audiobooks, re-educating myself on all kinds of various subjects. And I still didn't exactly feel like I could tap into myself as deep as I was really striving for or other people. And so I got into psychology. And, it's great, the MBTI, all that. And astrology, actually, I started with astrology. I started with my own birth chart. And then I started diving into my family and close friends. And then I started diving into coworkers. So I got up to hundreds of birth charts. I talked to many people about relationships industry, their children's personality, and so on and so forth. And so, I did that for a couple of years without even talking to anybody about it. And then I got to a point where I was like, well, this is like real stuff. And I don't know, I just felt like there was still quite a bit missing. And so I started delving into psychology. And so now I am tying astrology with psychology. I'm not really going to get too deep into that. I do believe in the four sides of the mind psychologically and then astrologically. I think our ego is obviously our sun sign as well as our Mercury, our thinking and communication. The subconscious is our moon sign. The unconscious is like Mars and Saturn, and sprinkling in a little bit of the outer planets, but a lot of that is also generational. And then our superego is the rising sign astrologically. So this does get extremely deep, but I kind of like branched out as an Aquarius does. Like we have this thing where we gather tons and tons and tons of information. So we're trying to like get a bird's eye view and then we hone back in so we can see the bigger picture, but we also like to zone back in. And so now I'm zoning back in with the ego. That is what I'm focusing on in my Astro-Psychological ebooks. I am focusing on the ego very, very deeply. And so that also does help you understand all the other aspects of astrology and psychology. But with all of that said, I have been creating ebooks and writing astro-psychological books for, I think, like 8 years now. I have not gotten through all the personality types. I think I've got 5 ego books done. They're about 200 pages. The process is getting easier, obviously, because I have already framed every single personality type. Now, astrology, obviously, there's 12 personality types in the zodiac. There's 16 according to psychology. So before you jump my butt, there are 4 that I do not use, and that is the background type in psychology. So I'm focusing on the astrological 12 zodiac sign personalities, and then I combine that with psychology. Eventually, I'll get to the 4 background types to help me with the 4 sides of the mind better. But anyways, I have been hammering on Aquarius or the INTJ personality lately. I am an Aquarian or INTJ 11th house Mercury, and I am so deep into this energy. And I know how frustrating it can be. Like, I'm extremely introverted. That's very, very frustrating. I am not very emotional, so to speak. Like, I would rather not talk about emotions. I jump to action. Like, how can we fix this? And it's pretty frustrating. Females are very masculine. They are the top 4 masculine personality types, the INTJs, along with Aries or ESTP, Gemini, ENTJ. And I would say probably ISTPs and Sagittarius, and then Aquarians, INTJs, top 5 masculine personalities. So the emotional world can be very, very frustrating. I understand it very well. I'm still working on myself. Nobody is perfect. But if I can help anyone understand themselves better, I've done my job, my sole purpose here. So this is just a little intro video, and I wanted to go through the titles of the chapters in my ebook, and I am going to do, I think, 10-part or so series to get the video out. I know a lot of people prefer videos and audio. They don't have time to read books, and I understand that. But I also am the type of person that I love to have a book in my hand or an ebook. Eventually, I'm going to get all of my books. I have like 15, probably more than that. I don't even know at this point, 15 to 17 or so books. And eventually, I have them on my own website right now, but eventually I'm going to get them on Amazon, and that will be easier to purchase, more mainstream. I've got all the background gears working, so the process is speeding up and it's exciting. Sorry, I am sick. I sound horrible. But yeah, I just want to go through the table of contents. If you're interested, I will be doing like a 10-part series on this to help promote and then also help those who prefer video and audio over reading. If you don't have time, I understand that. So let me get back to my first page, the table of contents. So I'm just going to read through the titles, and then I'm going to jump into my video series. So I talk about the Aquarian or INTJ mindset, the sun in left field. So I do break down. So in astrology, you have the ruling planet or planets, and then you have exaltation, and then you have left field or detriment, and then you have fall, and that's in astrology. Now, psychology, it literally lines up so amazing. This is why I love astro-psychology, because you're not only getting the astrology part of it, it literally lines straight up with psychology. So astrology, you've got the ruling planet, and then psychology, you've got the hero cognitive function. And this all is based on you develop these sides of your ego. There's 4 sides of the ego, and you develop your 4 sides of the ego throughout your lifespan. So this is a very, very long process to just even try to integrate and understand your ego. And our ego is like 10% of our mind. The rest is the subconscious, unconscious, and super ego. So we're only 10% conscious. And it takes a lifetime to even understand our own ego. This work is very deep. I'm never going to learn it all. It is a lot. It is a lot. So I'm just out here trying to help those. This has taken me many, many years to try to comprehend. And I wanted someone to do this for me. That's why I'm doing this for you, because I think it will help speed up the process for those interested in this. So, as I was saying, astrology, you've got the ruling planet, psychology, you've got the hero, and then astrology, you've got exaltation, psychology, you've got the parent, astrology, you've got the left field or detriment, psychology, you've got the child, and then astrology, you have fall, and then it's considered in psychology the inferior cognitive slot or function in your ego. So that's the 4 sides within your ego. And so the table of contents for the ego of the Aquarian or INTJ, I break down the Aquarian or INTJ mindset, sun in left field, introverted feeling child, sun in exaltation, Pluto in fall, psychological cognitive stack, the big picture, prompt for reflection. So this is not only an informational book, it is packed full of visuals. There's pictures. I've created my own key cards. It's literally taped onto the back of my computer. But I have key cards, and visually, I cannot explain to you how much it helps visually. So there are tons of pictures in here. You can visually see what I'm talking about. It's not just words. We have, oh yes, and I was also saying it's a journal. So it's informational with visuals, and it also has journal prompts, affirmations. So it's 256 pages. You go through, you read a little bit in a section on a certain topic, and then there's journal prompts that you fill out. So this is extremely helpful, and you're not going to find anything else like this out there. I'm so happy I have kept on this road. It's been difficult, but the process is getting better and quicker, and it's amazing. So, what else? We have emotional operating system for the Aquarian or INTJ. Map your planets and functions. I'm gonna see if I can click this rather than, yeah, okay. Why your emotions feel weird. Your emotional language, expressing emotions, emotional flatness, and reset. So Aquarians can definitely get into this zone where they feel totally flat. They feel like a robot. They're on autopilot. They're not happy. They get depressed. It's a big problem. Aquarian or INTJ nervous system. I hope I don't lose my voice. It's been terrible. Popular reset rituals. The existential spiral is a huge problem for this personality. Scientific exit plan. So it's not just like astrology and psychology. There's actual scientific facts on why, your brain, how it works, your emotions, your nervous system. I have visuals and scientific facts in here because, we are considered the scientists. Let's see. Introversion isn't isolation. Aquarians are extremely introverted, one of the most. Actionable strategies, worksheet for mapping social energy. So we're going into understanding boundaries and your social battery, how to set better boundaries so that you don't burn out. That's a huge problem. Social pressure versus personal rhythm, connection inventory. Psychology of selective bonding, science-driven connection theory, practical exercise map for your social world, connection with red flags, so understanding red flags, how to respond to red flags. There's also scripts in here that you can practice for boundaries and explaining to people you need time to think or whatever the case may be. I need to step back and have me time. I still love you, but I need a break. That's just an introverted personality, it's a problem. So there's scripts in here that I give you that you can say to yourself, say out loud, practice, and then it prompts you to write your own scripts for boundaries. Map social energy, boundaries. What makes boundaries hard? Boundary scripts and examples, like I said. Worksheet for your personal script. Who's got your back? How to say no, and journal prompts. Script it, planets, and cognitive functions. So that's getting you a little bit more familiar with your 4 sides of your ego. It's not just looking at it visually. You get to actually read examples of how each cognitive function, your hero, parent, child, inferior, plays out, as well as all the planets, ruling, exaltation, left field, and fall. It's amazing. It's amazing. I am so happy. Okay, so identify your non-negotiables. That is extremely important. Affirm your power, why boundaries matter. Draft your own boundaries. Emotional regulation menu. Oh my God. So important. Why you need strategies. Why extroverted sensing inferior matters. We have introverted intuition hero and SE inferior. I swear to you, it's like an outer body experience as an Aquarian almost at all times. If you know, you know. Structured routines. So we are going over how to actually live a more structured life. Cognitive reframing, huge. That is such a huge thing. Cognitive reframing, what it is, how to do it. Creative expression as well. INTJs are extremely creative. We have social regulation, movement and rest balance, build personal regulation. Sample emotional regulation menu, 5 senses reset, triggers and reaction, roots of triggers, trying to understand the root of your triggers, what to do with triggers, brain's threat detection network, semantic reset, that deals with SE inferior, map your triggers, prompts, journal prompts, purpose builder, rewire and review, core affirmations, cheat sheet regulation rituals, and ready to use emotional scripts. So that is the table of contents. And I just wanted to go over that so you know what you're getting yourself into. I'll probably do like a free preview like I normally do. You can click on the link below, click it. You can visually see what it looks like and if you're interested in it or not, if you like my style or whatever the case may be. So that will be offered. I need to actually save that and then upload it. So anyways, this is a 23-minute introduction video. Didn't expect it to be that long, but thank you for being here. Like and subscribe. Check out my links below, and I'm going to dive into my Emotional Mastery Guide video series. Hope to see you in the next video. Appreciate you.